Hello friends. Now let us take up the concept number 5.7, more about top-down modular approach. As I told you in the previous concept, we cannot ignore FOP. FOP is the subset of WOOP. That's why we first master FOP and then come to WOOP. What is the design pattern, design approach of FOP? You know that top-down modular approach. So in WOOP also, the design approach is bottom-up approach. Bottom-up approach is the main thing. Internally, if you take an object, it adopts top-down approach only. That's why I am again focusing on top-down modular approach, because you should have very detailed knowledge about this strategy. One thing I am telling you, whether you want to become a programmer or not, if you really understand the spirit of top-down modular approach, you will become a good manager. The real spirit of top-down modular approach. Actually, many people, most of us, by seeing a job, because of the hugeness of the job, the size of the job, they develop a dismay towards that. Simply seeing the size, they never go for analysis. What is the content of the job and all that? It is so obligatory, and they may do that. Otherwise, just they run away from the job. They try to avoid that. But once you understand the spirit of top-down modular approach, any job, any big job, like a big rock, can be converted into collection of small stones. That is the real benefit of top-down modular approach. So in order to explain this concept so practically to you, and I am giving an example, this is constructing a building. Actually, in real life, there are two massive jobs. First one is construction of a building. Second one is organizing a marriage function. These are two massive jobs. I need not explain to you what are the sub activities involved in that, because every one of you know what are the activities involved in a construction of a building or organizing a marriage. Now I am giving this example, construction of a building. Suppose if we have to construct your building on your own, just I am treating you as a layman, you never have an experience in building construction. Suppose you have ample money, you have a plot and you have ample money, even though you appoint a contractor, because if you list out the activities, those are in hundreds. Where to start, where to end, you never know. Never know. So that's why most people, if they understand the real spirit of top-down modular approach, and thereafter they may try, at least 50% people may try to construct on their own. They won't appoint a contractor. You are not getting contractor service freely. At least 20 to 25, 10 to 25% of the cost you are paying to him, indirectly or directly. Understand? That's why actually that is, I am talking about a real life project. If you understand the spirit of that, then you can apply the same design pattern for programming also. That's why here in this concept I am focusing on top-down modular approach. In order to explain that, I am taking the example construction of a building. Construction of a building. As I told you, if you are a layman, if you see that, you can list out hundreds of activities involved in the construction of a building. Then where to start, where to end, you never know. Just aware of all the elements and all the activities involved in that, no problem. But how your design, how your analysis should be. Your analysis now, the assumption is already you have plot for constructing a house and you have ample money. I am talking about only construction. Then all the activities you classify. If you classify, you can find only three main groups. One is approval, second one is appointments, third one purchases. Just I am giving you a open challenge to you. Now most of you know what are the activities involved in a construction of a building. Please tell me even one activity which is not covered by the three heads. Any activity you take, it should come in one of the three heads. Now one thing, when you see this prima facie, you are able to identify as a collection of huge collection of activities, hundreds of activities. Now one step, we analyzed and dissected into three groups. Now you see, you got a clarity. There are only three groups of activities. Your job is clarity. Here a lot of chaos is there. It is like a forest. Now you are able to find out certain ways. Then come to approvals. How many types of approvals you have to take? Then you see from corporation, some water and sewerage board, from electricity board, or from XYZ. Actually, maximum 4 or 5 authorities are there who are relevant for building construction, and you have to take the approvals first. Once you go to office, any office, especially governmental offices, then you know the procedure, how to handle them and all that. With that experience, second one, third one, fourth one and all that, you can handle. So now much more clarity has come. Now come to appointments. You have to appoint several people, several specialists. These specialists and all that are like functions in our programs. Now just you see architect, engineer, a mason, transporter, plumber, painter, welder, carpenter, etc., etc. Now you see, if you start appointments and all that, then around 15 to 20 specialists you have to appoint, because your design is to be prepared first. So you go to architect, thereafter somebody has to supervise and give advices and all that, an engineer, masons, transporters, carpenters, plumbers, welders, painters, etc., etc., and all that you appoint. So then come to purchases. Purchase and all that, you never purchase all the material whatever are required for a building. Then initial basic purchases are there, like those are steel, sand, bricks, etc. Thereafter wood, electrical material, etc. Thereafter plumbing material. Thereafter final electrical material, decorative material, paints, etc., and all that. Now if you are a pure layman, you never know what is the building construction. In order to prepare this type of chart for you, just 1 day time, maximum 1 day time is required. Otherwise, if you want to verify whether your diagram is correct or complete or not, and you approach one of your neighbors who already constructed the house and take the suggestion, in any gaps are there, they can be filled. One thing I am telling you, once you develop this chart and keep it in your pocket, 50% of your job is over, because your brain start working because your design is over. Your design is over. That a complete design you made up, you kept it in your pocket, and one by one you start doing, and every time you can control, you monitor it and control it properly. Nothing goes beyond your control. Of course, one thing I have to tell you, if it is your first experience and all that, because of certain you have to pay little for your inexperience, the cost of inexperience, but more than that, you can get benefit by way of experience. So in this way, designing is the core. Once your design is completed, mentally you get confidence and you can drive away the chaos from the brain. Then mentally you are prepared and all that. Physically things are implemented. Obviously, because of this diagram, you can control the activity. This is the spirit of a top-down modular approach. If you want, if you want, you can try this type of chart you prepare for organizing a marriage in your home. That also, that is more sensitive job. Actually, in this project, any lapses are there, you have to incur some loss or extra cost may be there. But organizing marriage function is a very sensitive job, and within a strictly according to a schedule and all that, you have to organize. Many delicate sensitive elements are there and all that. Suppose you have to distribute cards, and you should not ignore anybody. If you ignore anybody, there is no next time and all that. And if you distributed 500 invitation cards, hmm, how many people will attend for the party? You never know that. There are many variables on that. So you should be very dynamic. Comparatively with the house construction, that is more and more sensitive job and all that. That's why the type of thing, first thing is mentally you have to understand a concept, and thereafter uh, practically you must be in a position to implement it. That's why actually that also you take one of my lectures, I have given the detailed explanation for that also. You do that, and then the same procedure you can apply for projects also. Software projects also you can apply the same procedure. Once again I am telling you, for any job, if you have to implement any job and all that, first you have to complete mental work. Thereafter you have to start physical work. Without doing mental work, if you go for physical work and all that, you have to pay price. Suppose you planned for 10 days holiday trip. Today only got the idea, with your family or friends you want to go. Without doing any mental work and all that, just simply fix up places and start and all that, your pleasure journey will be a misery journey. You cannot enjoy your journey at all. No reservations, nothing. So at the end, it ends up with a bad feeling and all that. That's why first mental work you finish. That means which places you have to attend, where to stay, which places you have to visit. All that a clear plan you work out. Thereafter, you start your journey, and you can enjoy your journey. What you are expecting from your journey, you can enjoy without doing the mental work. Mental work, what we call, is design. Physical work is called implementation. In function oriented programming, actually this is the design work, mental work. Once a design is over, then you go for coding, that is implementation. If you analyze this model, it is like this, top down. Actually it can be compared like you are flying high in the sky. When you look at the ground, then everything is blur. Everything is blur. Now you see the same example. From here, hundreds of activities are there. Then everything is where to start, where to end, you never know. One step it came down, then some clarity got. Whatever may be the number of activities, those are three groups only. Only can be classified into only three groups, and come down, come down, come down, and all that. Everything is clear. Once you prepare the design of top-down modular approach, everything you can view. What are the activities and all that? You clearly list out in a pattern. Now, in the same way, if you are flying high in the sky, then everything is blur. Come down little, some clarity. Come down little more, some more clarity. Some more clarity. Ultimately, you land. Everything with the naked eye you can see. Understand? That's why this is top-down modular approach. Come down, and how long you have to come down means there is no scope for dissection. Actually, all the activities you have to take, and you have to dissect each and every activity so as to make it non-dissectable. In such a way you have to dissect, then 100% will be clear. This technique is called divide and conquer. By dividing the activities, you can achieve the task, you can perform the task successfully. So, in this we use 4-point formula. This you must understand in any project, in real life project or software project. In this, first thing is analysis. Second one is dissection. Third one is interesting. Fourth one is control. Actually, the 4-point formula you have to adapt. First thing is, after understanding the problem domain or solution domain and all that, you have to analyze it thoroughly. You have to analyze what are the activities involved in that and all that. You have to analyze. After analysis, you can have a thorough understanding of the problem domain. Thereafter, you have to dissect it by using this top-down modular approach. By dissection, a big rock can be viewed as composition of small stones. Because of that, you can achieve perfect command, because bigger things you may not understand, but smaller things you can understand, and you can control it properly, and you can implement it properly. So, second one is dissection. Always all these points, the same example you apply. Understand? By dissection, you are able to get 3 points: approvals, appointment, purchases. Some more dissection you are making. Until you have to do that, no more dissection is possible. Thereafter, interesting. You appoint appropriate people. Suppose designing is there, building design, you appoint a architect, and for supervision, control and all that, one engineer. For transport purpose, transporter. Like that you appoint specialists. In real life we call them as specialists, in programming we call them as functions. Okay, thereafter you control any deviations in real time projects and all that. Any deviations from cost schedules or time schedules, you can correct it. Otherwise, you can correct your plan. In a programming also, each and every function you can give corresponding input and execute it and see the accuracy of the output. Like that you have to control. So, by this you can understand that by using top-down modular approach, design real time projects, real life projects, as well as computer projects, software projects also, you can implement them successfully without any anomalies or without any chaos.